Witam was serdecznie. Dobrze, jedziemy dalej.
Deep in the forest, the mercenary meets a trio of youths, each a student at Garrigmach's Officers' Academy, and a leader of one of the school's 3 houses. Striking down the bandit chief who attacked the students brings undue attention to the mercenary, who soon arrives at the hallowed gates of Garrigmach.
Garrigmach. Kościół.
And with that, may I present the mercenary I spoke of?
Greetings. My name is Rhea, and I am the Archbishop of the Church of Ceros.
Archbishop.
Thank you from the bottom of my heart for rescuing our students.
Oh, pride and humble.
I'm just glad I could help.
Such modesty is not required around me. Your actions were truly commendable.
However, the reason we summoned you here was not simply to express our gratitude. We have a proposal for you, one made on behalf of the church itself.
What kind of proposal?
Someone told you of the Officers' Academy here at the monastery, yes?
Yep.
We would have you join this academy as a student.
You what?
Though you are a mercenary, I understand you are not currently beholden to any one particular employer. Also, the students you rescued are close to your own age. Your life could be greatly enriched here.
Or she's heard about our power and wants to keep us on a short leash. And yet she's taking it almost as a given that we'll accept. It's infuriating.
Turn her down, express interest in the offer.
I need to get stronger if I'm gonna do what I need to. If your fancy school can really make that happen, consider me interested.
The Knights of Ceros, as well as many other powerful warriors, pass daily through the gates of this hallowed monastery. If strength is what you are after, we can certainly provide it in spades.
They've really talked us into a corner here. I think I see where this is going.
All right.
No i zgadzamy się.
A wise decision. We will do all we can to ensure you do not regret it.
I believe you will go far.
If I may, permit me to tell you a bit more about the school itself. The Academy is divided into 3 houses and draws in the most promising young talents from every corner of Fódlan. Some are noble-born, while others spring from more humble roots. But within these walls, all are treated as equals. We ask our prospects to spend a year living under the same dormitory roof, so they can challenge each other, work hard, and grow together.
Each of our houses corresponds to one of Fódlan's 3 regions. Edelgard leads the Black Eagle House, which is for students
I
from
ją
the
też chyba
Dusty
wybierzemy.
Empire. Dimitri leads the Blue Lion House, home to students from the Holy Kingdom of Fargus. And Claude leads the Golden Deer House, for students from the Leicester Alliance.
We could select a house for you ourselves, but as all of this was our idea, perhaps we should leave this decision to you. You are something of a special case, after all.
So I can join any house I want?
Yes, you have simply...
Okej. Ja wybiorę. Ten jakieś dziwne te osoby tam są. Tu weźmiemy. Ta.
So you wish to join Edelgard's black...
Niech będzie. A nie.
Choose carefully. So you wish to join...
Tak.
Yep, that's...
May you build wonderful and lasting friendships in your new house.
Well then, with that taken care of, it's time to decide which of us will supervise which house.
Yes, it turns out we just underwent a last-minute roster change.
Już nauczyciela
I
potrzebujemy.
guess you two haven't met. This is Professor Yuritsa, our weapons instructor.
Jurica.
Nice meeting you, sir. Don't load me up with too much homework, all right?
Do my ears deceive me? Or is that curiosity I hear in your voice, Professor Yuritsa? I thought all the houses were the same to you. Perhaps you should be in charge of our new student's house, hmm?
I don't care. You decide.
Well, you'll certainly hear no objections from me. Professor Manuela, you and I can take charge of the remaining houses.
What? It's decided already? I was at least expecting a fight. Maybe some hair pulling? And as for you, my mysterious new student, I look forward to getting to know you much, much better throughout the year.
But the way you hemmed and hawed over your choice, you'd think they'd at least pretend to give it the same amount of thought.
Right. In any case, I'm looking forward to learning from you, Professor Yuritsa.
I'll inform you of our first mission soon.
Okej. Mamy Jestem
What mission?
uczniem. Mamy
Did we fail to mention that?
nauczyciela.
Each month, every house in the academy is given a mission entailing some form of service to the church.
Okej, dostaliśmy misję. Magia, szabla. Dwa mogą być zdalnie albo toporem. On ma włócznie, magia. Ona ma topór i zdalny. No niech będzie.
Well, what do you think? I believe there is a very good chance it will work.
Perhaps, Lady Edelgard.
Ooh.
But is that chance not outweighed by the danger of matters going awry? We have managed to walk the knife's edge so far. But what you are suggesting is open hostility. If they so much as catch wind of our intentions, things will go sideways very quickly.
Regardless, this is our last opportunity to save her. Frankly, it's a miracle we even have the chance.
I thought you once proclaimed not to believe in miracles, Lady Edelgard.
And I don't. At least not the kind one has to sit around and wait for. But right now, everyone is exactly where we need them. Her, the bandits, the string pullers, and the perfect instructor with the perfect mission.
Uuu, jakie
I'm going to
mają
make this
plany?
miracle happen, and I will do so for our future.
We'd best have a plan in place to finish the job, in case they catch on. I expected you to burn a few bridges, but this plan would be akin to setting half the countryside on fire.
O kurde.
Which is exactly why I'm counting on you, Hubert, and why I'm grateful to have you by my side. Welcome to the Black Eagle House. I'm pleased you selected us.
Whoa, wait, what? You're a student now? And not only that, you're one of us? That's great!
Wait, stop! I don't know this person! Oh, why are there so many new faces?
Bernadetta.
That's what you get for skipping this year's first field excursion, Bern. A lot happened. There was even a bandit attack. Did you really not hear about any of this? Bandits? Ugh! Now I'm extra glad I skipped out.
I must say, the church took a bold step in enrolling you. A decision which I, of course, fully support. You helped Edelgard, and we stand to learn quite a bit from one so skilled.
Yes, I have eagerness to examine the fighting of mercenaries. We should be sparring, 1 versus 1.
If anyone needs me, I'll be asleep and... Wait, hold on. Do you have a crest? Did Professor Hanneman even check?
The crest?
Oh, he checked all right. And sorry to say, I'm certifiably crestless.
Oof.
Strange. You definitely seem the type. But I suppose I'm just...
And now you know the rest of our house. As you already met some of us in camp, I assume you knew what you were getting into. We may not be perfect, but we support each other as best we can. Please try your utmost to get along with everyone.
Here approaches Professor Yaritza. That makes all of us.
Remember your mission?
We are to eliminate the remaining members of the Iron King's thieves that attacked our camp. The chief, Costas, has already been struck down, and now only a scattering of brigands remain.
Even with our limited experience, we should be able to defeat them handily.
Good. Prepare yourself.
Dobra, idziemy na misję.
Of course, Oh.
Bandyci załatwić.
So it would seem. Right then. We better get all of our waterfowl in a row.
Wait, but I need to tell the professor I can't participate?
Dlaczego nie?
Good work, Bernie. Why didn't you speak up sooner?
I know what you mean. I never even got the chance to break out my best. Leave it to me, Professor. He's a real tough nut, that's for sure. Says just as much as he has to, then makes tracks.
Agree.
Well, the less you say, the greater your mystique.
True enough. There's not much charm in someone who talks your ear off at every opportunity.
Whatever the case, I expect all Black Eagles to participate in this mission, including you, Bernadetta. You can do this. And I look forward to seeing our mercenary friend here in action.
Fire up a group express quite confidence.
I won't let you down.
Okej. 2 tygodnie później.
There you are, Yaritza. I have word from the knights.
Setes.
It is time.
Yes. The bandits have fled north into the canyon bordering Count Ro's land in the kingdom. But the knights have cut off their escape, and now stand ready to provide whatever support the students may require.
We'll leave at once.
I needn't remind you, this is the first real battle for some of our charges. I trust you will keep them safe, though I likely do not need to worry with an old hand like you at their side.
Dam radę.
No, you don't.
Dobra, jedziemy z koksem.
It's time for the mission.
About time we saw some action.
Ładnie. Akcja, akcja, akcja.
Lost sight of them?
Ashamed to admit it, but yes. It's possible someone magicked the bandits away. But why go to that kind of trouble for a handful of highwaymen scum?
So be it. We'll follow the blood scent.
Right, of course. We'll follow... Wait, what?
Co?
We're leaving.
Professor, wait! Well, he must have some idea where the bandits went. Let's hurry after him.
Okej, za bandytami.
Pathetic.
To jest żałosne.
Professor Yaritza, you shouldn't charge ahead like that. It's far too dangerous. Wait, what is all this?
Bandits!
Dead.
Yes, they look quite dead indeed. Are these the miscreants we were meant to deal with?
How is one to tell? One uncouth ruffian looks much the same as any other. Do you know, Professor? Were you following some manner of lead?
No, but it's them. They were trying to escape to that fortress.
That fortress?
Yes, Caspar, that's what he said. Something you want to share?
Nope. It just seems suspicious.
You're something else, Caspar. Still, I guess the place does look kind of suspicious.
We're near the border of the kingdom and the empire, but that is no imperial outpost.
It's not the kingdoms either, and they're not flying any kind of banner. I'm guessing it's a bandit hideout.
Then give us allowance to be storming their base and crushing them under our feet.
It might be a little dangerous for us to handle on our own, Petra. Yes, I mean, I agree. We should all, go home. Right now.
Jak do domu?
But the bandits might be inside, and they must answer for their crimes. It is our noble duty to finish them off before they can bring harm to another soul.
This isn't about nobles. It's about doing the right thing, period. And striking down evil is the Caspar way.
We'll be heroes if we manage to take out the entire bandit outpost. This is the kind of stuff I live for.
Since when are you so gung-ho? Oh, right. Since always.
Enough. This is not our decision to make. Professor Yuritsa?
The mission stands. Enter the fortress. Dispatch any bandits you find. There are no signs of life. We may be chasing ghosts.
Professor, are you having the ability to speak with ghost spirits?
It is just an expression, Petra. It means there is probably no one here.
Ah, I am understanding now. You have my thanks. This language has much peculiarity some of the times.
Well, if that's settled, let us make ready. Make sure you're prepared before we head out.
Dobra. Musimy bandyci zajumać. To znaczy załatwić. Zaumać nie. Zaumać to jest ukraść. Also, by information, you can set how units will act when you not give navigate attack, aggressively attack and nearby enemies and strongholds, defend. Attack. Dobrze. Dobrze, fight!
We'll put the bandits to rout. Follow me.
To quickly approach an allied unit, press it to assign them to adjustment. Cancel sudden. No niech będzie. Jak i tak tam pewno to nie będę używał.
You must be a bad guy if you're pointing a weapon at me. Get ready to pay!
Ciach! Mamy.
A pack of thieves is no match for us. Though I do wish they had given me time to announce my name.
Careful. Do not let the enemies be ganging up on you.
Na luzie. Wow.
Now we know who to kill to open the gate.
No tak, gatekeeper musimy go załatwić, żeby się drzwi otworzyły. Okej. Jeszcze ciebie załatwimy. Ciach. Mamy.
I am your man. Take a breather.
Let's secure the interior.
Ciebie. Nie ciebie. Nie ciebie, nie ciebie, ciebie.
Split up.
Ja wolę swoją główną postacią grać. Dobra, musimy to ogarnąć.
Is that a treasure chest?
Tak.
Yes. It seems we will need a key to open it.
Mam radę.
I was all ready to grab a nice haul from that chest. And now those intruders are all over the thing.
Bandit appears to be holding the key.
Okej, musimy go ten ziomek, który ma klucz, znaleźć i załatwić. Mamy.
There's no better inside the fortress than it was on the outside.
I can't take this anymore. I want to go home.
Okej. Okej. Mamy cię. Mamy klucz. Jest tutaj skrzynia. I mamy jeszcze to. I otworzymy sobie skrzyneczkę. No. Okej. Mam akcesorium. Nie, tędy musimy. I tu. Stronghold Captain, mamy cię. I ciach. Wow. Otworzyliśmy.
I'd say that takes care of securing the bandit hideout. Unless something else concerns you, Professor.
Search the basement. Something is amiss.
Hey, there's a prisoner down here.
O!
She looks
Więzień.
like an academy student.
Musimy uratować na pewno. I mamy cię. Mamy cię.
Are you here to rescue me?
Yep.
Lady Edelgard!
Monica, how did you... No, my questions can wait.
Thank you for saving me.
Nie ma problemu.
Don't let the girl escape, or Krainie will make us wish we were dead.
It's not safe here. We must take the girl and run.
Ciach. Use the guard order from the other screens and select units with guard and fight besides the specific target. This is always... ja tam nic nie będę. Jemy i będzie walczyć po prostu, no.
Calls upon us to keep her safe, no matter the cost.
I ciach.
Here they come. Everyone, protect Monica.
There will be no way forward until we strike down these scoundrels.
Weźmiemy. Ciebie weźmiemy.
The way is clear. Come, we need to hurry.
Tutaj jeszcze muszę was załatwić.
World is still a little wobbly at the moment.
Now's our chance to give him the slip. I got this.
More bandits that eluded us. Leave none alive.
Not yet.
Okej, ciebie. Załatwiliśmy. Okej, muszę jeszcze tam kogoś załatwić.
The way is clear. Come, we need to hurry.
Wow.
Okay, we should be safe here.
Mamy cię.
I hope we are at least.
Who came in here and trashed my beautiful stronghold?
I... Ona się pojawiła. Kronia.
Hi there. I'm Krania, but you can just call me the lady that's about to murder you. Or, you know, don't.
It's her. So be it. Kill her. Good. That's the last of them.
If you truly are Krania, then it is you who will die this day.
Okej.
Good. Then we can proceed as planned.
Tam jest kronia.
On to the next one.
I cia.
Show me what you're capable of.
So, if you've got any pretty last words like
I ciach, 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 ciach. Nową broń mamy.
all right, you asked for it.
Release the creature we captured.
Nagle się pojawił. Demon.
This is going to be trouble. On your guards, everyone.
Tak, oni mają więcej gardę.
Attack in force. You'll never defeat it alone.
All the numbers in the world won't save you.
I ciach, 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 ciach. Jedna garda mu padła.
Will be a grueling battle unless we combine our strength.
Its strength is beginning to wane. Press the attack.
Ach, nie mogą przerwać ten atak. I mamy drugą. Ciach.
They defeated a demonic beast?
Oh yeah.
Impossible! Talus isn't going to like this at all.
To jest możliwe.
You'll pay for this. You'll all pay.
Nie płacz, kronia.
That snake escaped. But still, Monica is safe, and that's what matters.
No, i skończyliśmy. SK. Okej,
Gotta keep aiming higher.
spoko.
I must get strong.
Każdy idzie level do góry.
Any
Tak,
experience is worth
nie będę grał.
I am the noble.
No i MVP jeszcze.
I
No a
won't
kto
let
inny?
myself stop here.
Ach, prawo ósemka. Ładnie.
Who knew this power slept within?
I must make the most of this ability.
This power will serve me in the time.
Każdy dostał nową. Some weapons have attributes. Attributes come into effect when the weapon is equipped. There are several different types. Fighting poison. Multiplied by the same weapon can have different attributes. Divine, simple but effective. Okej, zobaczymy komu to później to damy. Family increases magic by 2. No kurde, jak to potem użyć? Zobaczymy. $3100. Ładnie.
I thought I would never breathe fresh air again for as long as I lived. I'm not sure what to say except thank you, everyone.
How did you end up in such an awful place, Monica? I heard you went missing in House Ox territory.
I did indeed. In fact, I was on the verge of graduation when I was kidnapped by the strangest people. Oh, how silly of me not to introduce myself. I'm Monica von Ox.
Monica
I'm
von
the eldest
Ox.
child of Baron Ox, and one of your highness's most loyal subjects. Seeing as you saved my life, I plan to devote that very life back to helping your cause.
You've not changed at all, though I do appreciate the enthusiasm.
Monica was a Black Eagle in last year's class. One might say she's part of the old guard.
I'm not sure how I feel about you calling people old.
Yes. I think I understand. This all began when the knights lost sight of the bandits and you gave chase. Afterward, you entered a suspicious fortress and rescued a missing student. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. I'll be sure to smooth things over for you once we're back.
Sounds good. But, why are you even here, Alois?
Because the knights sent for help after you left them behind. Did you expect anything different? Not that I'm trying to lay blame at your feet. I know you were following Professor Euritza's lead, so I think everyone involved can head home knowing they did just swell. For as you know, all's swell that ends swell.
Still, I find this a rather grave turn of events. To think the same bandits who attacked our charges were behind another student's abduction.
I never said I was kidnapped by bandits.
You didn't?
Now that I think on it, not everyone in that fortress was dressed like a common rogue. Perhaps the bandits were mere decoys while some other villain pulled strings behind the scenes.
Wow. We agree half-hearted. half-hearted.
I can't say for sure, but they didn't really strike me as your run-of-the-mill bandits. I mean, that Krania woman who slipped away seemed far stronger than you'd expect from common cutthroats.
You're on the right path. Perhaps I should just tell you who kidnapped me, seeing as I already know.
What? Why didn't you mention this earlier?
Co?
Everyone was busy speculating, so it was difficult to cut in.
What do you know, child? Out with it.
Her Highness can vouch for this, but my memory is quite strong.
Try remarkable. You never forget a face, even one seen only at a glance.
Your Highness, thank you for the compliment. I'm certain of what I saw. The one who kidnapped me was surely Tomas, the librarian.
Tomas, bibliotekarz.
Impossible.
But Tomas has been at Garreg Mach even longer than I have. I don't want to believe it, but based on what you say, we've no choice but to investigate.
But Sir Alois...
Be on guard. If Tomas is in league with Krania, he is dangerous.
Very well. I will quietly report the matter to Lady Rhea and leave the decision in her hands. Not a word of this to anyone. Is that clear?
No, spróbujemy.
Well, now things are getting interesting. Honestly, did not see this coming. So what do you make of this Krania? Why do you think she was at the fortress?
You seemed preoccupied with her during the battle. She a friend of yours?
Sadly, I wouldn't know. My memory is but a shadow at this point. Gone, vanished, lost. I remember meeting you, but before that, nothing at all. And yet, the moment I saw her, I was struck with the most inexplicable feeling. I couldn't tell you if it was revulsion or affection. It was simply pure emotion.
And here I thought I had it tough.
Are you worried about me? How adorable! Oh, but I do love that about you.
And so, the Archbishop has elected to apprehend Tomas.
He has been away from Garreg Mach for days now. During his absence, an investigation of his behavior and personal effects laid bare his hostility to the Church.
The Knights have been instructed to await his return and take him in. As quietly as possible, of course.
We want him alive, so we might discover the whereabouts of his associates.
I'm glad they actually believed me.
If they doubted you, you would have known it the moment they clapped you in irons and led you away.
So who is this Tomas guy anyway? You say he works in the library?
He does. I've lost track of how many times I've spoken to the man.
No surprise, Lynn. You practically live at the library. So what did he look like again? Is he the big, burly one?
Burly? Not even close. He's a frail old man with a walking stick.
From what I understand, he's been at Garreg Mach for 40 years, at least. It is hard to imagine that he had been plotting evil that whole time. I wonder what led to his transformation.
Transformation? Would someone not be noticing if Tomas changed his appearance?
Co, zmienił swój wygląd? No co ty? Reklam jest następny look puzzle. Petra.
He meant a mental transformation, not a physical one. Tomas must have changed his mind about the church at some point.
I am excited to have learning of this strange new expression. I must be thanking you.
If they were really worried about transformations, you'd expect they would turn their gaze to you. Good to know they're nice enough not to do so.
So, this Tomas person sent the bandits after us? What an awful man.
We're lucky to be alive.
You're one to talk, Bernadetta. You weren't even there.
Yes, you were not having reason to fear for your continued living. You're right! Everyone, pipe down! Something's happening outside.
Are they ready at the gates?
Yes, sir. Every exit is covered.
Well, well, it sounds like Tomas has returned. I don't know why I know this, but you need to get out there, and quickly.
Dash out without a word. Mention Tomas before you run off.
I think Tomas is here. I'll be right back.
Wait, we should discuss this before you... Never mind.
To jest Tomas?
That man down there.
Lady Rhea wants to speak with you. I suggest you accept.
This doddering persona of mine will benefit me no further.
Oof.
What is this?
Smok? Będziesz to smok? Nie. Czarodziej. Mówiłem czarodziej. Prawie jak smok.
Familiar, right?
Such hubris from mere vermin. You will pay for this.
Ulala.
Find him!
Right!
What he did was just like...
To co ja coś zrobiłem? Prologue. The Shadows of
Adrestia.
I na tym też akurat zakończymy. No, działo się tutaj trochę. Znowu misja była. Bandytów tam przegoniliśmy. Uwolniliśmy kobitkę. I niby Tomas za tym stoi się zamienił. Okej. Ale pamiętajcie, my dalej jesteśmy w prologu. Na tym zakończę. Trzymajcie się i widzimy się w następnym odcinku.